Today, I'm talking about sea levels rising. The reason for this is because we really need to pay attention to the sea levels because if we don't, well, some major cities and states are going to be underwater. Since 1992, the sea levels have been rising 1.2 inches per decade. Average sea levels have swelled up over 8 inches, about 23 centimeters, since 1880, with about 3 of those inches gained in the last 25 years. Every year, the sea levels rise about 0.13 inches.
The Arctic Ocean is heating up at a much faster pace than the rest of the Earth. Temperatures over parts of the Arctic will increase as much as 54 degrees Fahrenheit this month in comparison to previous decades. The scientists who write for the Arctic News blog warn humans could become extinct by the year 2026 if climate initiatives are ignored across the globe.
If the oceans rose 6 feet today, 1.87 million homes in the United States, valued at $882 billion, would be flooded by seawater. Damn! Roughly 934,411 homes worth $413 million are in Florida. Miami Beach, where nearly 37,500 homes would be affected, plans to spend $500 million over the next several years to install pumps and raise roads and seawalls. In Jakarta, Indonesia, a $40 billion project will aim to protect the city with an 80-foot-high seawall. Large ice formations, such as mountain glaciers, naturally melt a bit each summer. The crazy increase of heat is causing the massive ice sheets that cover Antarctica and Greenland to melt more quickly.
Miami and Miami Beach, these are areas right on the coast. That's why people want to live there. It's a great joy to be on the water, but you need to be cognizant. The data is definitely telling us that sea level is rising, and that rise is here to stay, and it's very likely to become worse.
Greenland could bump sea levels by 7 meters or 23 feet if its ice melted completely.
Although climate change is global, the ecological impacts are often local. New Hampshire has warmed about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, and the sea levels are rising, causing coastal flooding around our local areas. The way we could stop this from happening is to use renewable resources like wind, biomass, hydropower, solar, and geothermal energy, and not those non-renewable resources like coal, natural gas, nuclear energy, and fossil fuels, which give off CO2. The more we use these renewable resources, the less CO2 will be emitted in the air. Doing this will help keep the atmosphere at a reasonable temperature. We can also change transportation and make everyone drive an electric car, since gasoline increases greenhouse gases as well as waste and factories. When temperatures rise, more water flows to the seas from glaciers and ice caps, and ocean water warms and expands in volume. This combination of effects has played a major role in raising average global sea levels between 4 and 8 inches in the past 100 years.
Do electric cars really help the environment? President Obama thinks so. So does Leonardo DiCaprio and many others. The argument goes like this. Regular cars run on gasoline, a fossil fuel that pumps CO2 straight out of the tailpipe and into the atmosphere. Electric cars run on electricity. They don't burn any gasoline at all. No gas, no CO2.
Sea levels rising also has an effect on animals. Hundreds of species of animals in the U.S. are threatened by sea level rise due to climate change. Animals like polar bears, penguins, or any of the animals that live on the ice caps. Also, key deer, which are in South Florida, are in danger due to the flooding of the islands where they live. Loggerhead sea turtles in the southeast are in danger due to the disappearance of the beaches where they lay their eggs. Delmarva Peninsula fox squirrel are also endangered due to the flooding from the waters of the Chesapeake Bay, where the squirrels live. Western piping plover in the west coast are near extinction due to the flooding of the beaches where their nests are and where they feed. Hawaiian monk seal in Hawaii are also endangered due to the beach reduction from rising seas. With the temps rising, there could be a possible extinction of polar bears, penguins, key deer, loggerhead sea turtles, Delmarva Peninsula fox squirrel, western piping plover, and the Hawaiian monk seal, as there will be no place for them to live after the ice caps melt. With the sea levels rising, it has a good effect on the Earth. Former ice belts in the ocean are now melting due to the substantial increase of heat in the atmosphere, making sea transport easier, thereby making travel to different parts of the world also easy. With the increasing global warming levels, there will definitely be an increase in the rise of green belts and plant life. Frozen areas in different parts of the Earth can now experience milder climates with an increase in global warming.